Hi gorgeous! In today's video I'm sharing an application demo and wear test with you using a foundation I picked up very recently. That is the Givenchy Matissime Velvet foundation. This retails for around $52 in Sephora stores. It had a lot of really great reviews, which is why I chose it. And for reference, I have an oily complexion and I live in Florida, so I need something that's going to stay on my face and that I don't have to babysit throughout the day. So we'll find out if this one is a winner or not. And this is what the foundation looks like up close. Nice bottle, great size for the price, especially. You do get a pump with this one, thank goodness. It has an SPF of 20 in it. It is medium coverage. It's made for normal to combination skin types, but I also read a lot of really great reviews for oily skin. And I'm gonna use two different methods of application when applying this. One side, I'm gonna use a beauty blender sponge, and on the other side, I'm using the MAC 128 brush, which is a dual-sided brush. I'm going to use this side, which has synthetic bristles. By the way, for those who are interested, I always forget to mention it. The shade I'm using is Matte Porcelain 1. So I'm going to pump it out here so you can see the consistency of it. It holds itself together. It's not runny at all. And I'm applying one layer on this half of my face so you can see the coverage that you get. And blending this in with the Beauty Blender. It's a color match, thankfully. Like to see that. I usually just guess when I order online. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. This one happened to be dead on the nose, thankfully. It has a nice smell to it too. I'll mention that, because I know some people can't tolerate smells, but it's not overpowering. It's very light and fresh. I'm trying to describe it for you. I really stink at describing smells. I want to say it's almost like fresh laundry. It's pleasant. It's not flowery, perfumey. I wouldn't describe it like that. It's fresher smelling. Beautiful finish, very natural looking on the skin. It isn't matte on me like the product claims that it will be after application. You can see it's still rather glowy against my skin, which is not a bad thing. I always have to set with powder anyway. But I like the finish so far, and that is with just one light layer of it. And I'm gonna attempt to apply a little bit more on this side to see not only if there is a difference in the coverage, but also to see if applying two layers will make it not last as long as only applying one layer. I hope that makes sense. Basically, I want to find out if more product will become cakey sooner, or will it not? Will it last as long as only applying one layer? All right, I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm just gonna blend. I love this brush. I haven't picked up this brush in forever. I was sitting there thinking today, what brush do I want to use for foundation? And then I remembered I had this one. I love it. One layer applied. I'm gonna apply one more layer as promised and blend it in again. I wonder if MAC still even sells this brush. I bought this, I want to say a year and a half ago. More than that, probably 2 years ago. I'm not sure. Finished results with the brush. I do feel like the brush gives you a little greater coverage than using a beauty blender, which is normal because a beauty blender gives you a more sheer application. But I also did apply two layers of the foundation on this side. I don't really see that big of a difference between this side to this side. Maybe you'll see it, but to me, I really don't. I personally, like I said, would only use one layer of it, but it'll be interesting to see how the two sides wear compared to one another. And to set everything, I'm also using another Givenchy product. This is their loose setting powder. I love this stuff. It's probably one of the best high-end powders I've ever used. I'm gonna use the other side of that MAC brush to buff this onto the skin. And then use the beauty blender on this side to blend the powder and set it. And I will already tell you that looking at both sides in the mirror, the Beauty Blender side is more natural looking. Looks like skin, whereas the brush side, I can see little areas where the foundation is starting to show on my face. And if you're watching in HD, you're probably picking up the same thing that I'm seeing. It could be because there's 2 layers on this side. It could be because I used a brush, but it'll be interesting to see how they wear throughout the day. For the wear test with this foundation, I did 2 days of different wear tests with it. The first day, I really put it through the ringer. I mean, I was 40 minutes on the spin bike, intense cardio to the point where I had sweat dripping down my face, and I went on a 4-mile walk that night with Jet. So I really tested the limits with this foundation, and this is what it looked like after wearing it for 12 hours. Pretty darn impressive for the amount of sweat that I had dripping off of my face that day. And I've had a lot of people ask me in the past, how do you wear foundation when you exercise? The key is not to touch your face. It's really, really hard not to touch your face, but I didn't want to touch it because I didn't want to move anything around. I wanted to let the sweat dry to see how it would affect the foundation. And there were some spots on my face where you could tell, especially like underneath my nose, the foundation had rubbed off, which is normal. I don't think I've ever had any foundation that stayed underneath my nose through intense cardio. But for the most part, it didn't move around the face, and I was very impressed for what I put it through that day. And like I said, I put it through another wear test on a day when I didn't exercise at all and I just wore it through my regular activities. And this is what it looked like after 12 hours of wear. Beautiful. It is not entirely matte on the skin, but I feel like it has a nice, fresh, dewy glow to it. There's no movement on the face, no splotchiness, no breaking down of the foundation, and to me, I thought it still looked beautiful after all that time, and I didn't feel like I had to babysit it throughout the day. So this one, to me, gets 5 thumbs up. If I had 5 thumbs, that's what I would give it, because it is just wonderful, and it's going to become my new go-to high-end foundation. So if you've been looking for one to try, I can't recommend this one to you enough. Let me know what you thought about this foundation today, or if you've tried it out, what your experience has been, or if there is another high-end foundation out there that you would like to see me test here on the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.